Speaking of things that are disgusting,
Oh man, this is going to be a struggle, this one. We had such a good time last week that, I think we got to pay for it this week.
yeah. So it's now time to watch other teenage targeted shows.
Yep. And let me tell you, Ugly Betty was okay. And by okay, I mean just barely okay. The Bold Type is just, I didn't finish it. It's not often that I don't finish shows, but this one I was just like, I don't care. I really, really don't care.
So I think I preferred the Bold Type to Ugly Betty, but that wasn't a high bar.
Yeah, to be fair. Ugly Betty, I remember being on when we were at school. Well, when I was at school, obviously not when you were in school. When you were in school, it was all in black and white, wasn't it? You had abacuses and.
I don't think we even had abacuses yet.
Oh,
they came in just after I finished university, I think.
2006 to 2010. The series is based on a Colombian telenovela, Yo soy Betty la Fea, which means I am Betty the Ugly.
Yeah, it's just. Also, I think it would be fun at some point to try watching some of those telenovelas.
Yeah,
as long as they come with subtitles, because I don't speak Spanish.
No habla español, no señor.
¿Dónde?
I like the idea that you get to Spain. That's just all you walk around doing. Is just going, where? Bienvenidos a España. ¿Dónde? Yeah, I remember this being on while I was at school, but I never actually watched it, and it's quite easy to see why, having now watched it. However, I have just learnt that Salma Hayek was an executive producer, so you get a bonus point for being anywhere near Salma Hayek, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, so it's got 1 point then.
She actually does show up in a little cameo in this as well. When she's watching a telenovela, and Salma Hayek shows up in it. So maybe we should have a look at telenovelas and see what the most famous one is or something. Oh, hello! Apparently there is a subgenre of telenovelas which are in the horror genre. So,
well, that's you sold. Is that another new podcast?
Yeah, I might as well start another one. Why not?
What's this, spooky box sets?
No, please. All I do is when I'm working, I'm making podcasts. When I'm doing my hobbies, I'm making podcasts.
Well, if you're not good at anything, podcasts.
Stick with it. Hey, and I'm still not very good at that. So there we go.
Yeah, well, we try. This is our 8th year.
That is bonkers, isn't it? We are straying off the path of these TV shows, and we're literally talking about anything other than them.
Well, it's because I sort of... So hear me out. I sort of found Ugly Betty to be Entourage levels of not very good.
Holy shit.
I just didn't see the point of it existing.
I think that's incredibly harsh criticism, but go on. That's very interesting.
Well, I don't get it, because Betty's obviously intelligent. Ugly is no. And then I just don't see the point in all these people being allowed to breathe in this show.
Wow.
And the only one I like is I can't remember what her name is. The fashion wardrobe person.
Ashley Jensen's character. Oh no, that's
Yes.
in. Yes, it is Ashley Jensen's character, isn't it?
Yeah.
I can't remember her name either, but I like that Ashley Jensen's in it because she's always good.
Yeah, And that's the thing, and that is the only thing that made this show bearable.
Bearable.
I would probably not have finished it. Apart from I have to finish them all because I'm not getting caught out like I did with Star Trek Discovery ever again.
Yeah. That really burnt you, that one, didn't it? God, that was funny.
Yeah, I hate having to add an apology to the end of a thing and being like, sorry, I realised that all of my opinions were wrong.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's a tricky one because, like you said, like I don't think it's quite Entourage level.
No, it's
bad.
definitely it's not
Because
actually at the level of Entourage. It's just
I didn't find it insulting
approaching.
in the same way that I found Entourage horrifically insulting. I didn't find Ugly Betty to be particularly insulting.
Yeah, even though she got hired because she's not fuckable in this world.
Okay, yeah, that's actually, when you think of it like that, that's not great.
Yeah. And like almost instantly he's like walking backwards up the stairs when she's just like applied for a job and he's like no, and walks back, and I'm like no. She could do better. Yeah, that's the thing. It's when, because that's how I was looking at it. I was like, the thing, I'm already put off by the title.
Yeah.
And
No,
the idea
that's
that
fair.
like her appearance matters. Because have you seen fashion designers? Some of them are walking plastic.
Yeah. No, that's completely fair. To be honest, perhaps I didn't have my critical brain switched on when I was watching these. Maybe that was the problem.
The thing, I was tired and in a bit of a mood. So, because I watched this after I watched The Bold Type. So maybe I wasn't in the best place to let it in. But it can stay outside.
I think that's fair enough. Yeah. I thought there's a very strange Pink Flamingos reference to it, which do you know about the film Pink Flamingos?
No.
So there's a director called John Waters who makes quite odd films, and one of the characters that recurs in his films is a character called, and I was talking slowly to try and buy myself some time there because I can't remember. There's a sort of a trans character, and I can picture the person. Oh, what's the name? Divine. That's it. So there's a drag queen called Divine, and at the end of Pink Flamingos, Divine. Oh, fucking hell! I've just seen a picture of it. There is a dog which lays out a fresh turd, and then Divine eats it. And it is that character who, you know, when they're doing the photo shoot with the fire and the cars and stuff.
Yeah.
One of the models is dressed as Divine. I just thought that was a bit weird.
I think all of it's a bit weird. I mean, I know that the whole arc of the whole thing is going to be, but then people respect her mind. But then that will also weirdly coincide with her not being viewed in the show as ugly anymore because she won't have braces. And yeah, I'm not going to watch any more of it.
No, I'm definitely not. I'm sorry, I got slightly distracted there because I realised that I just read a bit about Divine eating the dog shit, and I actually gagged. Oh man, I've not actually seen it, but like, I think I could probably go without seeing that for the rest of my life. Maybe. I know what's going to happen though. I'm going to find it. I'm going to watch just that bit at some point. Yeah, no, it's a shame, because like Ugly Betty of the two, I found to be the more entertaining and the more engaging show. However, it's still not good.
So I was just hoping that my negative opinions of it haven't ruined it for you.
No, not at all. This is what worries me about it when you talk about anything critically. Like when I said, like, there was nothing particularly that, you know, that offended me, and then you went, what about the whole point, like, she's hired because they think he won't fancy her? And I was like, oh shit, that's a really good point. Occasionally, I think sometimes for me, I need to have something spelled out that obviously to me before I spot it. And I was like, oh fuck,
I mean, they
missed
mention
that
it
one.
in the show.
I know, but I wasn't paying that much attention. And
Yeah.
'cause it
I mean,
wasn't-
do you think it needed the thing at the end where they're just like, it turns out the person who is meant to have died and handed his company over has not actually died?
No, like, but I don't know. Is that not like the sort of the melodrama of the telenovela coming out, spilling out into
I don't know.
it though?
No, I haven't watched any telenovelas.
You have, because EastEnders is essentially a telenovela. It's just in fucking English, isn't it?
No, EastEnders is a British staple.
It's no wonder we're depressed as a nation when you're getting fed a diet of EastEnders the whole time. Does anything good ever happen on EastEnders? Is anyone just having a laugh on EastEnders? Or are they all figuring out that their mum's actually their cousin and they've got to murder someone, and then there's someone who's addicted to drugs, and then someone's having an affair with someone else, and then someone gets raped? And it just
So I'm
doesn't
just
seem
running
a
through the
nice place.
current storylines, trying to find the happy one.
Go on.
No, there isn't one.
Oh, good. Like, maybe that's something we do. Maybe we do the pilot of EastEnders at some point. I think we've said about doing that previously.
Yeah, but it is from like 30 odd years ago.
It's got to be close to 40 now, isn't it?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, because they've done the 30th anniversary. It's the anniversary. There's a anniversary. BBC's got an anniversary this year. Centenary, I think.
Is it?
Yeah, I think it's 100 years. of the
Oh,
BBC.
yeah. I remember seeing quite a few.
That's why David Tennant's
Thanks,
come
man.
back to be Doctor Who.
Yeah. I mean, I just dropped off with Doctor Who. Like, I always think I should go back and watch some more of it, but I don't know. I think I might just leave it. You know, it's been like 15 years, probably more than that, since I actually gave a shit about Doctor Who. Probably more now, but
Oh, that's a shame.
it's bonkers because I was obsessed with it. But yeah, Ugly Betty. I think uniformly a thumbs down from us there.
Yeah, I think it is weird, generally speaking, that like I always try to find something redeeming. Oh yeah, no, Ashley Jensen's in this. That was the redeeming thing.
Yes, that was, and good for her for getting on a big show, because it was a big show at the time.
Well, and
so.
apparently, she was going to be an American, but then they liked the Scottish accent so much they kept it.
Was it that, or was she can't do one? I think it would be. I think I would find that very, very jarring if she suddenly just did like an American accent, because she's so like famous for being Scottish. I would find that very, very strange.
Yeah, it would be a shame and would have left this show with nothing to redeem it.
Well, that's good news, I suppose. Speaking of shows with no redemptive features,
The Bold Type.
I mean, we really have come crashing down from the dizzying heights of Cruel Summer, which I believe you have now fully finished.
I have.
Yeah,
It's good.
I think what I might do is download it and take it, because I'm going on holiday next week. I might take the whole thing.
Do it. Ruin your holiday by watching TV. It'll be like your honeymoon again.
I think it's perfectly acceptable to watch TV on a holiday and play Nintendo Switch and read books.
It
and
is.
actually,
But doing a watch party with your friend back home while you're on your honeymoon.
on your honeymoon. No, I think that's perfectly acceptable. Do you know that was nearly a year ago that we did that? It's coming up for a year ago.
I think we've discussed it, but only a year?
Yeah, mad, isn't it? And that's when I got a job. I got a job on my honeymoon. That was odd. Oh,
Yeah, that was a really like busy honeymoon somehow.
But yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to download. And actually, one of the other activities I think I'm going to find myself doing while I'm in Mallorca is editing a podcast.
That's good. You know that holiday's meant to be like relaxing, right?
Yeah, but oh well. I'm taking my Tascam, and I think me and Lee's going to record a spooky shelf. We're going to record hers, or she's going to record her asking me the questions, which will be fun.
I have wanted to hear your spooky, but I thought yours would be like a season finale.
I think it will be.
And then
I
you'll
think
come back and change all the questions.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. And then at the end of each one, I will answer all the questions and then have more guests.
I see what you're doing
questions.
is running out of guests, so you need to everyone to come back and do another episode.
Oh my god, that's such a good idea.
Yeah, all you have to do is change all the questions, and then
maybe I don't know if people would want to come back and do another one, to be honest. But we'll see.
I think I was very, very much told I was coming back to do another one because apparently not watched enough horror.
Yeah, but yours is yours is for reasons of homework and research, and betterment for yourself.
It's about time someone took an interest in bettering me. Now, I mean, speaking of things that need bettering,
we are really trying to talk about anything other than the fucking show. Well, I mean, I will confess to our dear listeners, in the same way I confess to you, I didn't even finish this one. Like, it was just, I didn't care. Just did not care. Just not for me, this one.
Yeah, I get that. I actually did prefer this to the other one. I've already forgotten what the other show was called. Ugly Betty. I prefer it only on the premise that I don't know, like they didn't seem like dicks. Well, entirely.
Yeah, some of them don't.
No, some of them are cocky. Also, I suppose it's easier to not understand, but it's easier to feel more familiar with a more social media savvy like show than it is now to be familiar with We Edit a Magazine. I'm like, I don't care. I can't remember the last time I read a magazine.
No, or even when the last magazine. When did you last buy a magazine? Even
probably at uni.
Was it PC Gamer?
I think it, as much as that is a meme in our friend group, yes, it probably would have been that episode of PC. That episode.
Issue.
Yeah, I don't even know the lingo.
I tell you the last time I read a magazine was actually near my birthday, because some friends got me the issue of Empire that came out in March 1993, which was really fucking cool. It had Gary Oldman on the front in Dracula.
Oh, that is cool.
So there you go, my birthday, but when that was published was 30 years ago.
Oh. Welcome to being old.
I don't mind it. I'm quite good at being old, I think. Look, I'm tired already. I'm yawning. Yeah, no. Couldn't be asked. I hated everybody. I wanted everyone to fuck off. I didn't like them at all. I thought it was a bit weird. Like, when the train comes in, they will start screaming. I was like, okay, you're too kooky for kooky's sake, for my mind.
Oh, they sort of explained that in the last 20 minutes.
I didn't get that far.
But initially, I thought this was going to be brilliant, because there was three got beckoning each other to the edge of the platform, and I was like, they're going to jump.
Triple suicide, motherfucker.
But that's the thing. And then I was like, if they jump, and then it goes back and explains why. That's half of what I enjoyed about Cruel Summer. I thought I was getting another Cruel Summer, and then it was rudely and cruelly ripped away from me. And I got this thing that's I have nothing bad to say about it, really, but also nothing
good or noteworthy to say.
Yeah, it was just kind of there.
It was on. There you go.
Yeah,
it was a show that was on. Is it continuing? Has it been cancelled? Do we know?
I think it did 4 seasons.
Bloody hell. I think 4 seasons out of that.
I don't know, probably by introducing new characters. But I think I think it was more interesting than Ugly Betty.
It's done 5 seasons.
Only in the fact that it has 3 main characters that are all doing something slightly different, but all ultimately end up drinking champagne in a closet.
Yeah, I remember that being. It was extremely expository dialogue. It was like when they're in front of the turnstile and they're about to go in. It's like, we have been doing this for 4 years or so, and we all started at the same thing. I was like, nobody talks like that. Nobody just stands around and goes, "Hello, this is how we know each other."
I mean, I think from now on, that's what I'm going to do. Whenever we walk into a building we've been into before.
Hey, do you remember that time we met at uni?
Yeah. It's going to be weird because we'll be at the University of Southampton, just pretending that that's where we went to university. And it will be instead like, do you remember that time we accidentally bumped into each other here when neither of us knew the other was here? But, I don't know. I think it might have just partly be because it was newer. That might be why I liked it more.
Because you could see more pixels.
Yeah, and like, I think the people in it are the same age-ish that I am. They'd be probably 20s, 30s.
Oh.
Somewhere in the ballpark. Like, early-ish on in their career, but not super early so they don't have to explain everything apart from, like, that they've worked together for a while.
Mm.
But they also do. There's some. How much of the stuff did you see with the photographer before you turned it off? And
there was a little bit that started. A little bit. It was a little.
All right. So has she been
two.
detained in a foreign country yet?
Oh no, that didn't happen.
Yeah. So when one of the characters is having, like, basically, it starts off with her trying to, like, get her for the magazine, and then befriends her and hides a bunch of sex toys in her luggage. So when she goes to, I don't think she ever actually says where she's going, but she says explicitly, "Those are banned in my country." And I was like, "There's a country that's banned sex toys?"
There's probably quite a few. Should we have a look? Let's have a look.
Yeah, but anyway, so while we Google that, so she helps her smuggle some in, and then she gets stopped. Because they find one, but there's like a crate in there. So it then has her moral quandary is, I've suggested to my higher ups that they should do something about it. They've said they'll do something about it. I am the social media director. Do I then tweet from the magazine's point of view saying, like, free her? And then ultimately she chooses not to, which everyone says is the right decision, but not for all situations, which is the most confusing advice I've ever heard. Like, yeah, the thing you did was right this time, but in a situation exactly like this, it might not be the right thing to do again. And I don't...
That's very confusing brand guidelines, let me tell you.
Yeah, so they have, like, some anniversary party, and she's there, like, and they do the kind of thing where they put the phone up on the screen, they're like, she, like, writes the hashtag, like, free, blah, 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 and then deletes it, just like, I'm so glad to be surrounded by so many strong, powerful women. It's like, you could just put the hashtag at the end of that.
That really does lend itself to that sentiment, I suppose.
Yeah, but I think I think maybe genuinely, the last 20 minutes is actually probably the best of the episode.
But it certainly sounds like it, like, picks up, to be fair. But I just didn't care about any of them. Would you like to hear a list of the countries where sex toys are banned?
I would, actually.
In at number 1. Okay, the Maldives, Saudi Arabia. That's probably not that surprising.
Yeah,
Malaysia.
the first one is, second one isn't.
United Arab Emirates. Gulf News reported that in 2010, a woman was stopped after her child's phallic swimming aid was mistaken for a sex toy. Thailand, Vietnam, India. Objects that have a phallic shape are also not allowed. Well, so, like, anything.
Does that mean only women can get into the country?
No, sorry, that penis looks far too much like a penis.
Could you imagine though if you're the one guy that gets in and you're just like, what, does my penis
Aw.
not look like a penis? No, it looks like a dowel.
We thought it was a clit. We're going to be completely honest. Yeah. I mean, it's such a shame that we had like such a good episode to talk about last week, and just neither of them particularly good. I didn't think this week. It's a real shame. I'm hopeful for next week's episodes that we get.
Oh, I don't think you should be.
Oh no, really?
I have a feeling the society might be more. I think it's either a spin-off
Oh god.
from one of the shows that we already don't like,
Oh,
or
really?
it's going.
It doesn't look like it.
No, I was wrong.
We must learn to run their own community after the rest of the population of the town disappears. Ooh. Okay, and Chambers is the other one. What's that one about?
Good question.
American Supernatural Horror Streaming Series. Hello.
Okay.
There's a character called Big Frank Yazzie. We're going to love this.
Okay, so next week, something to look forward to.
Excellent stuff. Hopefully they will be better.
Fingers crossed, arguably can't be much worse.